In terms of my own personal interests, I was really excited about the first scanner, of course, was a big deal. But when I came up with this holographic scanner approach, I was really excited about this, and I thought it had potential for a lot of things beyond just supermarket scanning. And so I pushed very hard on this, and it was a tough experience for me in the sense that there was a lot of resistance to it. The one individual who probably supported it more than anyone else was Paul McEnroe. And Paul, incidentally, was responsible for getting me to Raleigh in 1975. In 1975, the scanner work basically was all being transferred from Rochester to Raleigh. Mm-hmm. And I was told that they might have something else for me to do in Rochester, but it wasn't something I wanted to do. And I talked to Paul McEnroe, who I got to know quite well when I was in Rochester, and he was always jokingly saying, "Hey, when are you going to come to Raleigh?" So I called him one day and said, "Does your invitation still stand?" It was an awkward situation for both him and me, simply because at that time the direction was, the transfers were going in the other direction. People were leaving Raleigh and going elsewhere. Mm. And they weren't leaving Rochester and going to Raleigh. So there was a lot of resistance to getting me down there. But McEnroe stuck up for me and got me down there, and when the holographic scanner work was first proposed, he was very much in support of it. And if you know McEnroe, he could be pretty forceful when he was in support of something.
His job title was?
Pardon?
Paul's job title was?
At that time, he was a director. He was the fourth level guy.
Engineering director, right?
Yeah, yeah. He eventually moved up to division headquarters. Mm-hmm. And he happened to be, when we finally decided to go with this, IBM was not able to make its own discs. We had gone to this fella here in Utah who had made our first disc. And that fella, Richard Rallison, he made a copy disc for us, which at that time we thought was splendid. I could show you, Matt probably still got one around here. Today, compared to what we make, it's not all that good. But it worked. It worked. But it was a little frosty looking, but it just worked as compared to these, which worked splendidly. And the material is well known. It's what's known as dichromated gelatin. Mm-hmm. But he had developed over the years means of processing this stuff to make it better than anyone else. And of course, we couldn't duplicate that. And I told our materials lab people, good people, I said, you got until the end of summer. This was 1980 time frame, or 1979, 1980 time frame. I told him, you got to the end of summer, and if you don't have a disc as good as his, I'm going to see about buying his process. Mm-hmm. Well, they said, we'll make it. Well, they didn't. So we went to the guy in Utah and said, we're going to buy your process. He said, okay, here's how much it costs. It was a bargain looking back, $50,000. But his company's name was the Electric Umbrella and Rallison's Rex Ranch. He raised Rex rabbits, a rather interesting breed of rabbits that you can make fur coats from that don't shed. Mm-hmm. And so he's raising these Rex rabbits, and he's winning prizes for his rabbits and such, as well as making holograms under the company name of the Electric Umbrella. Mm. And so here's Paul McEnroe. I have to send this $50,000 request. He gets it, and he takes it into his management, and I say to him, what the heck is, we writing a $50,000 check to Rallison's Rex Ranch and the Electric Umbrella? McEnroe said, just sign it, trust me. And he did. And then Rallison came in and showed us how to make the process. It was a real fun project, watching this thing go. I mean, it was just, the disc just did marvelously, just really did well.
When did the disc get into the market? What year was that?
That went in the, it was the 3687, it went in 1980.
1980. Okay, good.
1980 it was announced. And it stayed our scanner product for about 8 years. And in 1988, about the time that I left to go to San Jose, that was the time they were considering shutting down that holographic lab in order to switch to a spectrophysics scanner.